go.
Hello everyone, I'm Whit Laxon.
I'm Callie Edwards.
And I'm Morgan Hoover.
And we want to welcome you to a new semester of WGCHS on the air. Coming up on today's broadcast, we'll get a behind-the-scenes look at the process of making our new WGCHS logo.
Also ahead, we have an interview with a Giles County High School student who, after suffering a traumatic brain injury, is beating the odds to be back here attending school today.
Plus, we'll have a sports report on our Bobcat and Lady Cat basketball teams.
But we'll begin our broadcast with a report I filed on the topic of school safety in regards to the Newtown, Connecticut Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting.
Just utter shock and disbelief. I couldn't believe that someone could go into a school and shoot little kids, which is it's you can't believe it any time it happens, but when it happens to little bitty kids, it's just it's sad.
I've got an almost 5-year-old and then an almost 5-month-old, and Eliza will be starting kindergarten next year, so it was feeling like I needed to try and prepare her for the event that this might happen.
You know, I thought back to Richland when I was there and the shooting happened. I mean, I can't imagine.
It's shocking to think that somebody could just come in and terrorize and traumatize a school. And you know, it puts a whole new perspective on things. I'm supposed to teach the children, but now I'm a protector, and that's a whole new responsibility.
It instills a fear that I certainly hope is not one that any of us will ever have to deal with. But the reality is there is evil in the world, and we as responsible citizens have to prepare ourselves and defend ourselves and our children from that evil.
The Sandy Hook tragedy is hard to fathom, but it's not something our nation's schools can ignore. So what are we doing here in Giles County to improve school safety?
One of the goals that I had when I first became sheriff was to put a school resource officer in every school. Well, after this happened, that was during the Christmas break, and the week after Christmas I started contacting all of our county commissioners, our county executive, and anyone that had any type of pull in this community, and told them that we have to put officers in the school. Our goal would be to hopefully have it in place by the next school year. And I believe you as students, you know how important your SRO is, that you can depend on them, that you can go talk to them and be able to they can find out more things just by being there at that school.
What so far have we done here at Giles County High School?
Well, we began by locking all the doors except for the front doors. I'm trying to keep them all in check to keep them locked. I'm also monitoring the cameras at all times. You know, back last year we replaced 36 cameras here now, and we're trying to get more cameras to add on in order for me to see and the staff to see what's going on outside and inside the building.
Safety is our what we do here at the Sheriff's Department. Probably the biggest thing that we do, and as long as I'm where I'm at, I will assure the parents that's what we're going to continue to do.
You know, something like this could happen at any time, any place. You've just got to trust that, you know, our schools are doing everything they can to be safe.
There's people who will do these things anywhere, and just so happened this one was at a school, and I think that in the future we will see greater precautions taken to try and prevent things like this from happening again.
You never know what's going to happen wherever you are, whether it be, you know, I mean, shootings happen at theaters. I mean, it's not
something that we can let, you know, keep us from doing stuff, right?
Mm-mm.
The devastation our country feels as a result of the Newtown, Connecticut mass shooting is unbearable. But if there is any silver lining to come out of this at all, it's that we as U.S. citizens are rethinking our discourse towards violence and where we stand as a human race. Reporting for WGCHS, I'm Whit Laxton.
Thanks, Whit. And switching gears now, here's my sports report on our school's basketball teams. When it comes to winter sports, basketball dominates. And when it comes to basketball here at Giles County High School, our Bobcats and Lady Cats have set out to dominate the game all winter long.
Y'all ready for this?
So far, our major strength has been our speed and quickness. We've been able to press people and cause them to turn the ball over, or we've been able to steal the ball and get some easy buckets. So our speed and quickness has definitely been one of our big strengths this year. Weakness, I'd say our defense. We must gonna have to pick up on defense for us to be successful down the road, because the team's only gonna get better, and they're gonna be just as quick and fast as we are. And if we don't do a good job on defense, then we may get left in the dust. Our senior leaders are Austin Heimer, of course, is really doing a super job for us. Austin worked really hard this summer, and he's provided some leadership. Chris Few had a great football season, and he come in and showing some leadership. Al Cobb, the quarterback football team, had a real good year in football. He's coming in, and they're beginning now to develop or show those leadership roles to the basketball players. And we've got Dylan Rogers, who was out of the program, and now he's back in, and they all got such good leadership ability that they're just displaying.
Everybody's coming together, balling. How would you summarize it, Chris? Balling. Yeah. Balling.
They're playing basketball all around the world.
I would say some of the most major strengths that our team has this season is the ability to work together. We have really good team chemistry. All the girls get along well, and we're playing really hard together. Things that we're trying to improve on are getting the experience on the floor and playing, and taking better care of the basketball.
Now, you have only one senior player this year, Camry Coffey, right?
Yes.
How is she doing as a senior leader with a relatively younger team?
Camry has really stepped up and is doing a great job on her part, playing with such a young group of kids and not having the experience to play with them as much as she has, like some of the juniors. She's played with them for 2.5 years now. She has really meshed well with the younger kids, not knowing them as well. She has had her ups and downs as far as leadership goes, but she has really turned into a strong leader on the floor for us.
The season is going well. We're actually starting to communicate now. I love the basketball team. They're like my second family. Yes, I will miss it. I'm going to miss a lot about basketball. Hopefully I will further play basketball, but I have no idea yet. But if I do, Giles County will always be in my heart.
Reporting for WGCHS, I'm Morgan Hoover.
Thanks, Morgan. Next up, our new yearbook correspondent, Mary Bryant Eubank, has an interview with a GCHS student who is not only very excited to be back at Giles County High this semester, but is also very thankful to even be alive.
Jamie Smith has been a familiar face in the class of 2013 from her days of kindergarten at Pulaski Elementary School to her senior year here at Giles County High. However, for the first semester of the 2012-2013 school year, Jamie's familiar smiling face was missing. On the eve of July 31st, 2012, which was the night before the school year began, Jamie was involved in a traumatic four-wheeler accident that left her unconscious for 28 days at Vanderbilt Hospital.
I'm well nowadays. I have minimum problems that I have to deal with. I have short-term memory loss from my brain injury, but it's lessening as time goes on.
Who has been your rock throughout this recovery?
My family, my church, and my youth leader, Teresa. They were there for me when I was in the hospital, and they're still there for me.
So how do you feel about all the support you've received throughout this?
I really appreciate the support I've gotten. Many people have been there to support me.
Do you feel like you've become a stronger person because of this experience?
I do believe I've become a stronger person. I enjoy time that I have with my friends, and they may become a stronger person seeing that I've changed and become stronger.
So, looking back on all this, Jamie, what do you have to tell somebody, and what's your advice to somebody who has a brain injury or is working with someone who has a brain injury?
If you come across someone that has a brain injury, don't treat them differently. Treat them normally, and don't exaggerate the fact that they have a problem. Just try to understand more about it, and if you don't, learn more information about it so you can understand better. Don't dwell on your situation, and just have hope that you will get better.
Jamie's recovery has surpassed everything that her doctors believed would be possible. But for those who know Jamie, this certainly comes as no surprise. Reporting for WGCHS, I'm Mary Bryant Eubank.
Thanks, Mary Bryant. And a thanks goes out to Jamie for being willing to do the interview.
Now, you've probably seen one of his designs on a club t-shirt or a class t-shirt, and you'll definitely see some of his designs when this year's Crest yearbooks are given out. But as of right now, Austin Martin is going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the process of making our very first WGCHS logo.
One day, I was just messing around, and I started out on Photoshop, just trying to make some pictures, some cool wallpapers, and things like that. And it turned into something, you know, that I could make my mark with. I could make shirts with people and have people enjoy them, and I mean, that's what I really get out of it. I really just kind of play around with things. You know, sometimes I'll have an idea in my head, sometimes I won't. I had a bit of an idea with this, but it really just forms together as it goes. For WGCHS, I'm Austin Martin.
And thank you to Austin, because we think our logo looks
awesome!
Well, that does conclude today's broadcast. So I'm Whit Laxon.
I'm Callie Edwards.
And I'm Morgan Hoover.
Signing off for WGCHS on the Air.
It's